Yo, what the heck is going on in the stock market? If you are confused, that's all right. Stick around. We're going to simplify that, all right? It's stocks and hip hop. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you're new, you know what to do. Subscribe. We do this every single week. We simplify the market, make it very easy to understand. And we also talk about hip hop, all right? Things that we're listening to, things that we used to listen to, things that we love about hip hop. This week in the market showed what we talked about last week, which was that continuation, and we did have that. We had all of the signals there. All you got to do is pay attention, and we're going to simplify that right now. All right, so let's jump into what the market did this week. The S&P closed at $3,852.36, and this was easy. All right, we got the 50-day moving average. We talked about this consistently for the past 4 months about what is going on here. 50-day moving average has been resistance, and it is showing the same resistance that it just showed all year. This is a no-brainer to us. This is why we keep it simple. If you look at the chart, you can see anytime that the price has gotten near that 50-day moving average, it has started to move lower. And on top of that, when it did that, it made a new low after it ran into it. So what do we expect now? We expect for that pattern to continue. We've hit that and we made new lows. Now that we've hit it, we're likely going to continue on to make new lows. If you look here, I want you to take a look right here where we ran into the 50-day moving average the first time. We had a very similar effect. This candle looks very familiar to this candle, and then we had continuation to the downside when that happened. So what do I expect for next week? I expect the pattern to repeat. I expect continuation to the downside. I still right now have a 3,800 target. We did not hit it this week. We closed at 3,852. Not bad, but I think we do continue on to the downside. If I'm wrong and there's an upside, we have an upside target of around that 4,000 area, 4,100 area. Regardless of that, if we do get back up there, we still have resistance that we need to look out for. So this is how we keep it simple. We just look at what's happened before, and past can often predict the future. It's not accurate, but it is pretty darn good. All right, so that's the S&P. Let's go ahead and check out what we got going on with the Russell. We use ticker IWM. IWM closed at $174.37. As we zoom in, we see the same pattern here, right? We got the 50-day moving average showing as resistance. Last time it hit, we ended up coming back to around the lows of around 165. This time we are there, and we got more pressure as that 50-day moving average pushes the price lower. I think we end up coming to around first target 172, which we did kind of hit. So that target did get hit this week. I think we end up pushing lower to get around to that 170 area is the low side target. High side target, well, if we do end up going up higher, we come back to around this 180 to 185 area. That is the area that we recently fell from. We saw very strong selling come into play once we got towards that 50-day moving average. This wick on this candle shows you that the bulls have lost control. The bears flexing their muscle, they're coming in strong, and they are taking the price lower. I'm looking for IWM to have that continuation to the downside next week. Santa rally is not here. All we see from Santa is red. Coal in the stockings for those in the stock market, all right? Let's go ahead and check out what we got going on for the Dow. The Dow got to 32,920 and 46 cents. 1, 2, 3. All right, and we got the broadening formation that we've talked about the past 2 weeks. On and popping. Broadening formation, megaphone pattern, all of that good stuff. They're both the same thing. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. And we see now that we've hit that high. We talked about this hangman candle last week, and we had this, which was a morning or evening star formation, and then we've got this candle showing very strong resistance. And then I want you to take a look in the past when the last time we saw this candle is this one right here, and we see it was around when we got to that 50-day. Looking real familiar there, isn't it, the family? Boom and boom. Now we've got resistance. We got this candle showing very strong selling, and then the next week it started to follow up and continue with that selling. So we got the same thing here. So what do you expect? This is why we simplify things. All right, look at the chart. You look for what happened before. Once you have that, then it gives you a pretty good idea of what can currently happen. So I'm looking for next week to continue on to the downside. Right now, the target is around that 32,400 area. And if that does get broken, ooh, boy, oh boy. Remember, I said last week, things could move fast. Don't put that off there. They could move fast. High side target, if we do end up coming back to the upside, is around that 35,000 area, which we almost got to before, right? That's the Dow. Lastly, let's wrap it up with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is at 11,243.72 and it's 1, 2, 3 right there. 1, 2, 3, and we are at the 20-day moving average, showing straight up just dominance right now. This has been resistance. We tried it 1, 2, and then 3, and then this one was a 4th time where it tried to get over it, and it just, the bears were like, it's like, you don't have it, we got it. They pushed the price lower, and we are still hanging near the lows of the year. I think we end up coming back to around this 11,000 area. That was a price target last week, and we are packing our bags, I think, to make that journey to that area. If I'm wrong, I say that we could get to around that 12,000 area once more to see if it can do it or not. All right, let's wrap this one up. This one was pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so for Christmas, there's a simple package for you right there. The market is back in full effect to the bears. They're taking control. The wheel is in their possession, and I think that we do have continuity next week to the downside. All the targets have been set. Check that out. S&P, Dow Jones, Russell, Nasdaq, each one of them are likely going to continue to the downside. And the pattern that we have exhibited in the market is lower highs, lower lows. We just hit our lower high potentially. Can't be wrong. If that is the lower high, then chances are we will make the lower lows. And that is what's going on with the market. So now what's going on in hip hop? What you listening to? What are you listening to out there, right? I just wrapped up the latest Alchemist project that came out. It's really a compilation. It was songs that I've heard before. I'm not mad at that. I love the songs that I heard, so I listened to it. That was easy consumption. I still need to listen to the new Ransom that just came out. Chaos is a Ladder. That's the new one. I'm going to check that out. What you checking out? Make sure that you put that in the comments. And then I am a huge 1990s hip-hop fan, all right? I look at it as the renaissance of hip-hop. That was a time when things were just great all across the board. The messages, yeah, they could have changed. But at the point in time when we were doing that, that's what we knew, and that's all right. So now I extract that, and I made a new channel based off this, all right? So make sure that you go check out Stocks and Bars, the YouTube page. Off of there, I also put up challenges for the songs. So check them out, see if you know what song it is. That is Stocks and Bars YouTube page. Also, what song do you love from the 1990s? Put that in the comments too, because we could have a straight up conversation about that at any point in time. So take care of yourself this week. We're on the last week before Christmas. All right, last hurrah. If you are getting up your Christmas shopping, we just beat you to it because we just did it on Friday. Don't feel bad because there were a lot of people out doing their Christmas shopping too. So get that done if you haven't. Get everything wrapped. kiddos, all that good stuff. Spend time with people that you love. Drink your water. Make sure you do that. Trust me, you'll feel better. Exercise and spend time with people that you love. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you next time. All right, peace.